All right, good morning, trade pros. Welcome to Morning Market Update for this beautiful March the 10th. It is Tuesday. This is George Trade Pro Academy. The background's a complete disaster. To be fair, I was supposed to be facing the other way, but I ran out of time. All right, running a little bit tardy today. There's a term for you probably haven't heard in a long time. All right, we got a great update. What up, hi? What up, Trader Walt, Will, Alan? Canadian oil stocks going for the same price as Starbucks latte. Can I buy a foul for $3? Alan, you got to make U.S. money, and then it converts like 1,000,000 to 1. But yeah, right now people who live in Canada are making U.S. dollars are doing great. They got kind of like a 20% gain just on the back of just that on currency exchange. So today, stock markets hit limit up at 28.79, and so this 5% limit is down or up in the Globex session. But as of the 9:30 open, there are no limits up. All right, there is no circuit breaker for 7, 13, and 20%. Just to the downside, all right, because that's the scary part. But the first 5% overnight is protected both sides to the up and downside, which I think is kind of silly. But 28.79 was the upside circuit breaker, and it all comes on. Obviously, we were a little bit oversold. All right, yesterday, on the depths of this thing, we weren't looking for a long yet, but in the afternoon at some point, we were looking for a long because when these markets moved down 20%, they officially entered bear market territory yesterday. All right, as soon as the bear market territory happens and the news becomes official, people start to take profit. So if you're short and you're taking profit, you're going to cause a little bit of relief rally. So the question is this a dead cat bounce? You know what the saying in the industry is, if you drop a cat and it bounces off the floor. It's kind of graphic, but it's an industry term. I ain't making this stuff up. Even a dead cat will bounce at least once, is what they're saying. So in a bear market that we've officially entered, it's just terminology. What's the difference between 19.99% drop and 20% drop? One's correction, one's a bear market. It doesn't really mean as much as you think it does, but it's just naming terminology for a type of market movement. So here's the question. Big rebounds across the board on equities, driven in part by Donald Trump yesterday, saying that he's going to speak to Congress and look for a payroll tax cut to implement and a whole bunch of other relief measures. All right, and he says, quote, he plans very dramatic action to support growth, and he scheduled a press conference later today. The market's gonna have to wait till 5:30 to get that press conference. And so as we approach this, we start to wonder, what could Donald Trump's administration do? Could he announce something that will put some support or a bid into this market? Right now, it's an optimism rally. There's a saying in the business, buy the rumor, sell the news. So if news isn't big enough, if the news isn't in fact very dramatic, there could be a sell-off. This morning we had at 8:07 an update that says White House is not ready to roll out specific economic proposals in its response to the widening impact of coronavirus outbreak. All right, and CNBC's Javers said a lot will depend on Mnuchin and Kudlow's lunch with Senate Republicans on the Hill today, where I'm told they'll float several ideas and see what is politically possible. All right, it's possible the White House will have details by 5:30 Eastern. All right, but anything involving spending or taxes will require congressional action, so it will not be immediate. Therefore, S&P 500 and other key equity markets gave back some of their early gains. All right, I think overnight rally up to the 79 from the lows today of all the way down at 95, 26.95 quarter. One heck of a rally, 5%. It's a relief rally. I took out some of the weak shorts. Now the question is, do we stay above 2,800? That's the battleground for me. Above 2,800, you could consider longs. I'm not going to. I'm wearing an STFR shirt today, so by trade pro law, I'm legally bound to short sell only. No, there's no such thing. It's a fashion item. But let's see what happens. I am going to be very cautious to get long. This is a great area for people to get diced up. Whether you're looking to get long or short, all right, it's the area that you choose that makes sense, because at the moment, this is a dangerous area for both longs and shorts. All right, if you want to get long, you should have been long yesterday. If you want to get short, you might be getting short in the early stages. It might be too early. So you got to wait a little bit. And today I'm prepared to wait 5, 10, 15 minutes after the open to take my first trade. All right. Despite markets rallying quite a bit, volatility is up 18% to 49.65. That's still a big level. I'm going to take a quick look at you for the 10-year bond yields. Sometimes they have very tremendous predictive power. Sometimes they're useless. All right, so US 10Y, that's a symbol on TradingView, and the bond yield is back up to, didn't break 1%, back up to about 744 from the low of yesterday of 356. Right now we're in the middle of the range. So in all, at this point, we stand at halfway through yesterday's losses. We've managed to recoup, but at the moment, there's a little bit of sell-off. So let's go in the open, see what happens. Market's going to be anticipating this press conference from Donald Trump. I think it's a temporary speed bump, and unfortunately, I do see a little bit more selling to the downside before we really come into sort of the, it's overdone time for the dip buying. I'm not dip buying yet, not on my long-term account. I'm day trading, and I'm looking for a downside early on. And in the afternoon, it's a whole new session. We'll have a look then. All right, Japan's up almost 1%. Hong Kong's up 1.4. China up 1.8. India's closed. In Europe at midday, London's up 3.6. Paris is up 4.1. Frankfurt up 3.48. Big gains across the European stock market complex. And futures in the U.S., Dow's up 4.4. S&P currently up 4.5, shedding some of the gains though. Nasdaq up 4.6. Crude oil up a whopping 7.4%. Our very own Steven, our oil desk manager yesterday, was telling us to buy that dip, load up on some call options, and take a piece of this rally upward. It was overdone, 30% of a drop. It had to pop up. So that was a great call. Gold's down 1%, and it's dropped even more at the open. It was 1666, 10 cents. Yeah, so 1666.1 had a little bit of downside. Overnight lows at 1649. I was of the opinion yesterday, when everything gets sold, including gold. And so prevented myself from getting long on that. Cash is king. Remember, we talked about that yesterday. Bitcoin is flat, just below 8,000. And in today's economic calendar at 1 p.m., we're going to see the result of a 38 billion 3-year note auction. We just saw Redbook chain store sales in the NFIB Small Business Optimism Index this morning. Other than that, there isn't really much news. Follow the technicals, follow that 10-year yield. It's kind of like your guiding light, and follow market correlations. That's what's going to keep you safe today. All right. We hit R1 overnight. We're above the pivot. So if we break the 2,800, it opens up the downside. If we stay above 2,800, we just have a chance for the long side. All right. There's still a small chance. Although for me, I'm looking to sell rallies today. That's why I'm wearing this t-shirt. Right. It has nothing to do with the laundry cycle and the fact that this is one of few that are already clean. Nothing to do with that. A lot to do with that. Let me do some of the quick questions here on YouTube. We'll open up the trading room. Good afternoon, Jamie. Hello, Craig, Angela. Hello, Aja. I don't know. Sorry, I just went with an accent that I assumed would make sense. Why oil rebound? I'm with you. Short the rally. Right, yes, sir. Let's give it. Yes, sir. Let's try it in the morning, but I got to caution you. Let's not die by that prognosis. All right, brother? Let's try the short, and if it don't work and it keeps ripping, let's not use our shirt shorting. It starts going up, we got to get on board. Don't fight the Fed or City Hall or Congress. Go with the momentum. So I'm going to try on the short side, but only because it's looking a little more bearish heading into this open. If this thing rips and keeps going up on decent volume, order flow is supporting the bullish side, bids moving up, I have no choice but to get long. I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to make money. Remember, that's more important to me. All right, morning, Pele. Virillo, good morning. We'll certainly be keeping an eye out on oil. We're trading that every day in our room. The VIX does help. Selling rallies worked yesterday. We will do. Love you guys on YouTube. Be safe. All right. Manage that risk. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Be good and be safe. Take care, guys. Love y'all. Goodbye. Oil manager and market whisperer, Steven, ready to go? I'm going to host you up. Stop the screen share, and I'll put the ball in your court for the oil update. Then we'll come back to equities and set up some trades for the day. You guys take care on YouTube. Ciao. Morning, Boxy.